In this video, I will be sharing with you everything you need to know about the largest residence of head of state, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more intriguing videos like this, and be sure to watch this video to the end. Without further ado, let's dive into it. In New Delhi, India, near the western end of Kartavya Path, stands Rashtrapati Bhavan, or Presidential Palace, which was formerly known as Viceroy's House and then Government House. Rashtrapati Bhavan may refer to the entire 130-hectare or 320-acre presidential estate, which also includes the presidential gardens, large open spaces, residences of bodyguards and staff, stables and other offices and utilities within its perimeter walls. It may also refer to just the 340-room main building that houses the president's official residences, including reception halls, guest rooms, and offices, the world's largest house for a head of state in terms of square footage. It was constructed with a floor space of 200,000 square feet, 4 floors, and 340 rooms using only a small amount of steel and 1 billion bricks and 3 million cubic feet of stone. The building's design belonged to the Edwardian Baroque era, when heavy classical themes were frequently used to emphasize imperial authority and might. The mansion's design was drawn out, intricate, and politically fought. Early works by the Luthians were all blatantly classical and even European in design. His various designs with extra scrolls like Mogul Tosh and his brief comment that "they want me to do Hein" show his disdain for the regional construction tradition, which he considers primitive. After the significant political controversy, however, Luthians agreed to include regional Saracenic themes on the building's exterior, albeit in the form of relatively cosmetic adornments. This was done in the post-mutiny era to better integrate the structure with its political environment. The building was embellished with several Indian features. Since water elements are the significant component of Indian design, these comprise numerous round stone basins on top of the structures. The frieze in classical architecture was replaced with a typical Indian chuja or chaja, which was a pointed, thin, projecting element that stretched 8 feet or 2.4 meters from the building and cast dark shadows. It shields the window from glaring sunshine as well as the monsoon season's torrential rain. Numerous chutes on the rooftops served to break up the flatness of the roofline that was not covered by the dome. Although Luthians copied some Indian design ideas, he did sparingly and to great effect. A glass star emerging from a bronze lotus bloom serves as a column's distinctly unusual crown on top. There were jalis, also known as jalis, which are pierced screens constructed of red stone with designs inspired by those of Rajasthan. On the front of the palace's 12 huge, irregularly spaced columns on the east side are the Delhi Order capitals, a nonce order Luthians designed for this building. The 4 hanging Indian bells are combined with the acanthus leaves in the capitals. The bell's design was inspired by a Jain temple at Woodbirdi, Karnataka, and is reminiscent of the Indian Hindu and Buddhist temples. There is a bell on each corner of the column's top. Because the bells, which traditional Indian belief signifies the end of a dynasty, were silent, it was assumed that the British Empire's control over India would continue. Except for the windows in the side wings, the building's front is windowless. Unlike early British examples of so-called Indo-Saracenic revival architectures, which mostly grafted Mughal components upon fundamental Western carcasses, Luthians drew influence from the much earlier Buddhist Mauryan art. This is shown in the Delhi Order and the main dome, where the decoration on the drum below is similar to that on the railing around early Buddhist stupas like Sanchi. Mughal and European colonial architecture features are also present. Overall, the building stands out from other modern British colonial icons, even if it shares characteristics with other New Delhi structures like the Secretariat building designed mostly by Herbert Baker. A few modest intimate details like a spot in the garden walls and 2 ventilator windows designed to resemble the spectacles Luthians wore were added to the home. It has a floor area of 200,000 square feet or 19,000 meters squared and 355 decorated rooms. With only a small amount of steel, the building is made of 700 million bricks and 3.5 million cubic feet or 85,000 meters cube of stone. The building's floor plan is organized around a sizable square that includes numerous courtyards and open interior spaces. 2 wings were proposed, one for the Viceroy and the inhabitants and the other for the visitors. The dwelling wing contains its court spaces inside a separate 4-story house. The last Indian government general, Chakravati Rahagopalachari, chose to dwell in the smaller guest wing because the wing was so big. This practice was continued by succeeding presidents. The original house wing currently serves largely as a guest wing for visiting head of state and state banquets. There are many halls in Rashtrapati Bhavan that are utilized for official events and other things. The 2 most notable ones are Durbar Hall and Ashoka Hall. Durbar Hall. The main structure's double dome lies beneath the Durbar Hall. Before independence, it was referred to as the throne room and contained separate thrones for Viceroy and Viceroy. A single high chair for the president is currently housed at this location, under a 33-meter-high Belgian glass chandelier. Italian marble with a chocolate color serves as the hall's flooring. The Delhi Order, used to create the columns in Durbar Hall, mixes vertical lines with a bell pattern. One of the typical Greek orders of columns would not have allowed for the use of vertical lines from the column in the frieze adorning the space. The columns are built of thickly lined Jaisalmer marble with a thickly line running along the center. 500 persons can fit in the Durbar Hall, which is where Jawaharlal Nehru took the oath of office as Prime Minister for Lord Mountbatten on August 15, 1947 at 8:30 a.m. Ashoka Hall. The most stunning of all halls is a rectangular space measuring 32 meters by 20 meters called Ashoka Hall. It was initially constructed with a wooden floor as a state ballroom. Its ceiling is decorated with a Persian picture that shows a royal hunting excursion headed by King Fateh Ali Shah of Persia. The walls are covered in fresco artwork. At each of Durbar Hall's four corners are the state library, the state supper room, and the two state drawing rooms. Other rooms include a vast dining room with a very long table that can seat 104 people, sitting rooms, billiard rooms, staircases, and numerous loggias. Gallery with an open air on one side. The central dome combines elements of Indian and British design. The tall copper-faced dome in the center, which rises above multi-sectioned extremely tall drum, stands out from the rest of the structure. The exact center of the building's diagonals between its four sides is where the dome is located. It is taller than the structure by more than twice as much. In the building's layout of 1913, Lord Hardwicke increased the dome's height. Indian and classical design are combined in the dome. Though external, it has no resemblance to that, either in the curve of the dome or the high drum. Both feature an oculus in the center. Lutyens claim that the design originated from the Pantheon in Rome. The outside of the dome was partially modeled after the earliest stupas built by early Buddhists, such as one at Sachi, which resembles more in profile from the outside. The area of the drum below the dome is surrounded by a railing motif in the Buddhist aesthetic. It is supported by equidistant columns that create a porch with an open space in the middle. This creates the illusion that the dome is floating in the summer heat haze in New Delhi. Beginning in 1929, workers started construction on the outer dome's reinforced concrete shell. On April 6, 1929, the final stone for the dome was placed. The Rashtrapati Bhavan's Mughal garden, which blend Mughal and English landscaping techniques, are located behind the building. They have a wide variety of flowers. Every year in February, the Rashtrapati Bhavan garden are accessible to the general public. Main garden. This garden is divided into a grid of squares known as charba by two canals that connect the right angle and run in the cardinal directions. At the intersection of these channels, 6 lotus-shaped fountains rise to the height of 12 feet or 3.7 meters. The waterways serve as ponds for reflection. Grain can be fed to wild birds on bird tables. Terrace garden. The northern and southern limits are formed by two longitudinal strips of the garden that are higher up on either side of the main garden. The same species of plants are planted here as the main garden. Both strips have a fountain in the middle that cascades inwards to create a well. 2 gazebos are situated on the western tips and 2 elaborate built sentry posts are situated on eastern tips. The Perda Garden. It extends along both sides of the central pavement leading to the circular garden that is situated to the west of the main garden. This is a mostly rose garden that is enclosed in walls that are about 12 feet high. There are 16 square low-hedge rosebuds there. The central pavement is surrounded by a red sandstone pergola that is topped with vines, petrea, bougainvillea, and rose creepers. Jasmine, Rhyncospermum, Tecoma grandiflora, Bignonia vanista, Adenoclima, Echitis, and Parana paniculata are just a few of the creepers that cover the walls. The China orange trees are positioned around the walls. A museum inside Rashtrapati Bhavan was opened in July 2014 by Pranab Mukherjee, who was the country's president at the time. The museum provides visitors with an intimate look in Rashtrapati Bhavan's artwork and architectural design, as well as information on the lives of previous presidents. The President and Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the second phase in 2016. Saraj Gossip provided the direction for the construction of the museum. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to watch more videos like this. While you are here, click on one of the 2 videos on the screen to watch. See you later!